Okay, here I am on day 2 of replacing the brake lines on the Chevy pickup truck. Here's a little perspective so you can hopefully see what I'm talking about as I get into it here. I've started with the rear. There's a main line that comes from the ABS module under the driver seat that runs along the frame rail on top of the frame. Right up in here. You can actually see it barely right there, that shiny part. Then it comes down right above the rear axle. I'm gonna have to get under, but that rubber line that you're seeing come down there is coming from it. So right up behind the shock there. Anyways, so I'm gonna get under the vehicle and hopefully you guys can follow where I'm at. So right now we're looking at the rear of the vehicle. There's a pile of old brake lines, by the way. Anyways, we're at the rear tire. Hold on. Okay, so now we're going under. We're still looking at the rear of the vehicle. Rear axle. And there is the rear driver's side tire. Now if you look above that, where is it? Right on the other side, the inside of the frame, that's where that line comes in. From the ABS module under the driver's seat. So, I've seen a lot of guys on the internet saying to fish this line from the rear. So basically starting here, this is the fuel tank, and going fishing it over the fuel tank and along the rail. And I decided to start from the front and fish it back because that bend here is about the only major bend in it. It's fairly straight, but on the other end there's that big fish hook to get it around the front of the ABS module. So anyways, that's what I did, and it seemed to work out okay. It wasn't easy, but I'll show you what I did. So we're scooting out front. We're under the fuel tank. We're under the cab now. Here you can see that line coming up and over the fuel tank. Really hard to see. And really hard to fish through there. The main thing is that last bend wants to keep flipping and either hitting this wire harness here, or there's the kind of the reinforcement of the bed of the pickup box. Anyways, but with a little bit of wiggling and patience, you gotta get out from under the truck a lot, make sure that that thing's not hitting and it's not moving, it's just kind of jamming in, hitting something. So I had like a 2-foot long old screwdriver I have laying around that I like to use as a pry bar and whatever, but that was nice to have to kind of guide it either from in between the frame and the fuel tank, or from outside of the vehicle, kind of in between the frame and the top of the fuel tank. I did loosen the fuel tank bolts. I don't know how much it helped or not, but it gave me another ½ inch of room. I didn't take them all the way out. I didn't want to deal with all that, and it seemed to work okay. So anyways, I did not fish it under this wire harness, which goes right to the ABS module, but those are quick connects. I'll probably take those out and run it under there since there's a clip right here, but it fit pretty nicely actually, and it actually did go a little easier than I thought. So anyways, we'll look around. Now we're still looking towards the rear of the vehicle. Let's see, we'll zoom out so you can see where we're at. Okay, so now that's the front tire. It's the driver door. Anyways, I'll scoot under And now we're facing the rear again. There's that ABS module. And that's the line. Like I said, comes around and makes that, double 90-degree bend right there. So I couldn't see trying to force that from the rear of the vehicle and down and around. So I started here and it worked pretty good. I started with all the existing lines in place. As you can see, the front I haven't done yet. Those are all in place yet. All the brake lines are labeled when they come from the parts manufacturer. These are Dormans, actually. Anyways, they were all labeled really nice, but I left those in place just to kind of give me a reference as to where they're supposed to be, because I knew I'd forget and all that. But the rear one is so rusted it just kind of fell out as I went, and once I got the new one in and they were in the way, I just pulled them out by hand. I didn't even need any tools. Like I said, they were, from my last video, they were already loose and disconnected at the ends, but here's a pile of them. You can see the difference. This is the biggest piece that came out, but most of them came out smaller chunks like this. These are the two that branch off that rear. Anyways, we're gonna look up again. Hey, look, birds. Anyways, I say anyways a lot. I'm not very good at talking on these videos, but you get the gist. Let's see. Okay, so that's where it's coming in again. Now I'm at the back of the vehicle. My head's kind of under the bumper, and we're looking forward. So this is coming from the front of the vehicle where we were just looking. And then that branches off. And where the heck? And comes down to this little splitter here on top of the rear differential. And then one goes to each tire. These ones are easy. No problems here. The front, or the wheel side, just goes in like that. The trick with these is getting the threads started, because there is a slight difference, probably because my vehicle's over 15 years old and these lines are built to original factory specs, supposedly. But as you're starting to get them threaded, you gotta, flex a little bit one way or the other to line it up square and flush and all that. But if you're dumb enough to tackle this job, you know how to thread a screw, bolt, flare, whatever the heck we're gonna call them. But so, yeah, looks nice. I'm happy with it, and I'm probably gonna be done for the day, because 2 hours is enough for me. I wouldn't have tackled this if I couldn't break it up like this, so good luck. Whoops.